if you're looking for a roulette strategy that you can have minimal bets and maximum gain, then you're in the right place. What's going on, guys? This is Mel from Roulette Rounders. And in today's video, we are in session number 8, testing out this the final iteration of my split strategy. Okay. We're using gold coins. Okay. We started with 450. I know in the past I said 300, but I forgot that there was already I think like 150 in there. I don't know. Like I just went back to the videos. We started with 450. This is 1,700. That's what it equals to. I know it says 17 million, but it's not 17 million. I wish we had 17 million. But okay, so this is 1,700. So we went from 450 to 1,700 and this is the 8th session, okay? And my goal was to go to 450 to 1,000. Then I did that in a couple sessions, changing the final iteration of my split strategy. Then I was like, okay, we're at 1,000. I want to get to 2,000. And then now we're almost all to 2,000. And then now my next one. So for me to feel comfortable, because I got my ass kicked with the stake coins with my last strategy and the last iteration of the strategy. And I think this is the final iteration. Like this is one of the best ones that I've done so far. So far, so good. This is the 8th session. Okay. If we do good in this session, we should almost beat at 2,000. Okay. And then what I'm going to do is instead of betting minimal bets at $1, which over here, $1 is 10,000. Okay. I'm going to try to jump up to $5 and see how fast we could get to 3,000 from 2,000 in this one. Okay. So the cool thing about here is stake is you can actually play with real dealers. Okay. So there's no automated dealer. On the last session, I was playing the automated and got my butt kicked. The real dealers, you play with their coins is good. So we're going to start. Usually we go 21 minutes for first half of this session and then 21 minutes for the second half of the session. But we just got back from the hospital. Mrs. Rounder's dad went to the hospital. We were at at that hospital for like 4 days, 5 days. We were at the hotel. Now we're back home. She's getting ready for bed. I'm going to do this one session for 21 minutes for you guys. And hopefully we can get it up there to at least over 100. Okay. All right. So some of you guys were asking, is like, what's the theory behind the strategy? Okay. There's 3 parts. Okay. So I'm going to explain it. The first part that we have to know is that the first dozen, second dozen, and third dozen, I treat them the same. Meaning if 13 comes out and I bet on 13, on first round and third round, I'm not only betting on 13 and 14, I'm also betting on 1 and 2. Because like if you look at it right here and you're looking at just 12 numbers, 13 would be here and 14 would be here. And then on the third dozen, 25 would be here and 26 would be here. So if you're looking at it as just the 12s, first 12, second 12, third 12. If something lands on 12 and I bet on 12, that means I'm also betting on 24 and I'm also betting on 36. Okay, so that's the first concept of this whole thing. So you don't have to think so hard whenever you see me bet on 1. Why am I betting on 24 and 23? If 12 comes out, why am I betting on 36 and 35? Okay, that's the first part of it. Okay, second is when I'm betting and I'm saying like first round and my base bet is $1. Okay, I'm betting depending on what comes out next. Okay. How do I say it? Okay, depending on what comes out next. So for example, 19 came out. 19 is right here. Okay. And then the next one, 29 came out. Since 19 is here and 29 would be where 17 is, and they are in they're next to each other, okay, I'm not gonna reset the bet. I mean, I am gonna reset the bet, meaning I'm only gonna bet round one again. I'm not gonna go to the next progression because 19 is touching 17. So I would be betting on 29 and 32, 17 and 20, 5 and 8. Okay. But okay, so that's the second idea. Okay. The third idea is I go per rounds on my betting, meaning if I bet $1, okay, the second round is still gonna be $1. Okay. So for example, I would have bet 29, like it'd be $1, $1. That's first round. If 31 came out, I'm gonna go on the second round, I'm gonna go dollar, dollar again. Okay. Meaning I'm not betting on 29 and 32 and then 28 and 31. Okay. Because they're still touching. So there's that level. Okay. But when I go to the third round and I still don't hit, okay, now my next betting progression is $2 in each. So let's wait for the ball to come out and I'll explain that. Okay, so the next one that came out is 17. Okay, now 31 and 17 would be where 29 is. I wouldn't progress to like this bet right here, 16 and 19 and 17 and 20, but it's still the third round, so the bet would still be $2. Okay, it would still be $2 because it's round 3. Okay, the final thing on here is, let's say this still miss, right? It would be 5 and 8, 17 and 20, 29 and 32. That would be round 3. So it would be a $2 bet because it's the third round. Okay. The next bet is the next tier if it doesn't hit. Okay. So let's see where it goes. 21. Okay. So that wouldn't have hit because 21 is up here, right? So then my next betting progression would be tier 2, round 1, but it would be $2. So then I would bet $2 on here. Okay, so let's do that. $2 there, $2 there, $2 there. Okay, so let's mute her out because because people were asking, it's like, hey, explain the theory, right? They think I'm just betting randomly. Okay, so my first round of betting in dollar bets is already done. So I'm in the second round of betting because it didn't hit. Okay, and the Wi-Fi is a little slow. Sorry about this. It's late over here, and I don't know. There's something wrong with the regular internet that we have. Okay, it hit 0. Of course. Okay, so whenever 0 comes out, what I do is I just take a break and I don't bet on the next one. Let's see if I could connect to the other internet here. See if that helps. Okay, so 33. Okay, so I'm still gonna bet $2. This would be my round 2. Okay. Actually, we're gonna start again with round 1 since it hit 0. So hopefully that made it better. Okay, it seems like the internet got a little better, but there's something wrong with the internet. But hopefully this one got a little bit better. Okay, so we're back at round 1 at $2 base bet. Okay, and then boom, 6 hits. Okay, so when I hit just like that, I reset back to $1. Okay, So I'm explaining the way that I'm playing. We got 13 minutes left for this this session. I'm only gonna do half a session today. So oh man, I forgot to put the graph here. So we're at $24 net gain. Okay, $24 net gain. And we got 13 minutes. So this is more of a teaching session today, but we'll try to make some money while we're doing it. Okay. So but we're back at round one, which is a dollar-based bets. And it goes back to zero. Okay. So zero again. I don't play the zero. Okay. I used to, but out of how many times, how many iterations I've done with this strategy, whenever I get the zero, I try to catch it and I try to catch up. I would still hit, but what would happen is I would still hit and I would go through all those progressions and then I would still be below, like below even. Okay. So I found out that I would save more money if I just don't play the zero and then go to the next progression, which would be $2. Okay. So like I'll just pretend that like, okay, the first progression is 1. Okay. And I didn't go through the whole round. So I'll start with $2. I would actually make more money that way. Okay. So let's do that. So 4 is right there. 16 and 19, 28 and 31. And I'm going to pretend that the first progression is over. And I'm going to start with $2 progression. Okay. So, and here's what I mean. 4 and 7 is the same as 16 and 19 if you put the second dozen on top of each other. And then if you put the third dozen and you put that on top of each other, 26 and 28 and 31 would be. Okay. So anyways, we're starting at $2 base bets. Hopefully that makes sense. That's the strategy behind it. Okay. And 6. Okay. Now, here's the thing with round 2, okay? When it's round 2 and it's in the same dozen, okay, what I do is I only bet on the first one, but it's still the same bet, which is $2. I don't go because it's only the second round. But what happens is because it's in the same dozen, I don't bet on the rest of them. I don't bet on this one, and I don't bet on the second one, and I don't bet on the third one. Okay. This allows me to save money. And what I found out is if I do hit, it's such a bonus. Okay. But yeah, so that's if it stays in the same dozen. Okay. So it went to the second dozen. Okay. So there's really a couple rounds going on. So this is going to be the third round. Okay. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go boom, boom, boom. But what I'm going to do is do this, this, and I'm going to double it because it's the third round. Okay. Now I'm betting on all 3 of the dozen. Okay. Now, usually I would just bet like second and first, but you know, the math is still the same if I win this. Okay, which is $4 bets. Okay. So 27. Okay. So now this is the third round. We're back on first round, but we're on tier number 2 at $4. Okay. So boom, boom, and we're at $4 bets, but we're in the second tier. Okay. So if and when this hits, you're going to see what the graph looks like. Okay. And again, I started with a $2 base bet on this one. The farthest I've ever gotten, if we're talking about progression, is to $32. But because I started at $2, the farthest this should go is up to $64. 32 plus 32 is 64. Okay. All right. So 27, same dozen. Watch where I'm going to bet. So this is going to be boom, boom, and we're going to bet it at $4. This is round 2. Okay. First one was round 1, But because they're not touching, like 27 and 30, 29, 26, 28 is right here, right? Then I go with the progression. If it was touching, like it hit 29 or something like that, I wouldn't have this first bet. I would just be 29 and 32, 17 and 20, 5 and 8. I hope that makes sense. This is the second round of the second tier. Okay. At $4 base. Okay. So it went to 3. Okay. So this is going to be the third round. So we're going to go boom, 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 boom. So third round is $8. Okay. So third round is $8. The next round, which is going to be round 1, is also going to be $8 if this doesn't hit. But if it does hit, then we reset back to $1. Okay. Well, let's see where we're at. So third round, second tier. We got 7 minutes left. Okay, so we're going to first round again, but we're at $8. Okay, so boom, 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 $8. So this is the first round on the $8 base. Okay, this is what happens when it hits 0. So I'm glad that you guys saw this. So when it hits 0, this is what happens. Okay, like those zeros messes us up. But because of the betting pattern, the betting progression, and this is our 8th session, so you know we always get messed up on the 8th session. But we're gonna see if we can, you know, get through this. So round 1 at $8 base bets. 6 minutes till this first half. Okay, 6. Okay. So 6 is right, it's touching, so we're gonna go. This is round 2 at $8. Okay, round 2. So 20 would be, the 6 would be where 18 is. So it's still touching, so that's why I'm betting on all 3. Round 2. 5 minutes left for this session. Round 2. Next round is going to be $16. Okay. So 14. So next round is going to be 16. 8, 16. Okay. So this is third round, 16. Remember, I told you at dollar-based bets, I went up to all the way to 32. At $2, we should go up to 64. Okay, but if we hit this one, this is gonna be the third round at $16 base bets. We'll see how far we are off from the $24 ceiling that we're trying to beat. Okay, 240,000, that's $24. Okay, let's see, third round. 4 minutes left. Okay, so third round, 14 and 28. So 14, 28, so 16. So this is going to be 16 again. Okay. First round, round 1, 16. Okay. Because they're touching 14 and 28. Okay. Round 1 at 16. 4 minutes left. Round 1 is $16. 27. Okay. Now round 2, still going to be a 16. Boom. Boom. 8, 16. Okay. Round 3 is going to be 32. So this only happens when the zeros come out. 3 minutes left for this first session, first half of this session. 16, so the next round is going to be round 3. It's going to be a 32 if this doesn't hit. Okay. 24. Okay. So it's going to be 32. Maybe bam. Two. 1632. Okay. So if this was normally it would be at the dollar, this would be the last one that, you know, out of 8 sessions always goes to 32. But since I started with $2, the progression will go up to 64. Okay. But let's see. 21. Okay. So 32. So that was round 3. So this is going to be 32 again. Okay. So this is round 1, 32. Okay. So that's funny. Like we actually chose when the zeros come, we chose to start at $2. Okay. So this is round 1 at $32 base bets. Let's see where it takes us. 35. Okay. That's 21 and 35. Okay. So this is round 2. $32. Okay. Look at that. So 21 and 23. So that's why I'm betting this way. Okay. Round 2, $32 base bets. $32. Let's see where it goes. This is round 2. Boom. There he goes. All right. So took us there. So let's go to, we're still at $2 base bets. Okay. So it brought us back to here. Okay. But let's keep going to the $32 base bets or $2 base bets. Okay. Okay. So first half of the session is over. So we start for the second half, 21 minutes. Okay. 23. Boom. Okay. I don't know why this is going like that. It's just not even right. Okay. The graph is wrong. We won again. Anyways, I don't know why that's doing that. We won that one, so we should be like up in even territory already. Sometimes it does that. All right. So let's start $2 base bets still. Okay. So hopefully that makes sense. It's supposed to be up here already, but that's why I bet this way. And then boom, we hit it again. Okay. So we're gonna go $2 again. We're already supposed to be at even because that's kind of what we started with. But anyways, let's see what $2 will do again. Okay. So usually after a hit like that, where like the progression went all the way to like, so this one went up to 5 progressions. That's not even, we didn't even hit $64 base bets, right? Usually we start winning a lot after that because it gave us such a hard time. But let's see. Okay. All right. So 23. So this is going to be round 2. 12. Boom. 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 Still $2 base bets. So this is round 2 because 23 and 12 would be where 24 is, right? So I'm still betting on all 3. Okay. But it's still round 2 as far as the betting is concerned. So it's still at $2. Okay. So I'm glad you guys saw that because I would have been panicking if this was, boom, 14. Okay. So this is going to be round 3. Oh, no, we hit it. No, we didn't. So, boom, boom. Round 3. So I'm going to be at $8. Okay. Because, oh no, we would have been at $2. I'm sorry, $4. I bet too much here. Dang it. That's all right. Oh man, we were supposed to bet in 12 and 2 also. Oh, and we would have hit too. Oh my god. Okay, this is why I don't like explaining while I'm playing. Because that totally would have been ours. But I freaking messed it up. I would have been. Oh my god. Okay. So now I gotta bet at $4 base bets because of that. Okay. I messed that one up. So I'm supposed to be, that was supposed to be here 2 and 5 and 12 and 11, but because I'm trying to explain, I totally missed those bets and we hit at 5. Okay. So now I'm on makeup over makeup, right? I'm supposed to be at $2. But then I messed that one up. So now I'm at $4 base bets with 16. Boom. Okay. So we made it up on that one. Okay. 29. So that was a good hit. All right. So let's keep it at $4, shall we? Let's keep it at $4. So 29 hit. So this is what I mean. Like I'm explaining and then I'm forgetting the way that I'm supposed to bet. So let me concentrate for a little bit. We got 16 minutes left. If you guys have any questions, just put it in the comments and then I'll just try to answer it in the comments or I'll answer it in the next video. Okay. Because yeah. So 18 at $4. So 29. Okay. So I'm gonna go. This is round 2, but it's still gonna be $4 base bets. Okay. So we got 15 minutes left. I gotta get some tracks here. We missed this one right here. That would have been a good hit. That's all right. $4 base bets, round 2. Round 3 is gonna be $8. Okay. We're in round 2. Okay, $2. So 18. Okay. So boom. All right, it's gonna be $8. Is 18, and then 2 would be where 14 is. Okay. So now it'd be 64, 128. It'd be 128 would be the max on this one. Okay. So round 3, $8. 14 minutes left. Let's see. 26. Boom. Okay. That's what I'm talking about. All right. So we're in profit. All right. We're going to go back down to $2. Okay. We're going to go back. So $2 base bets. Okay. Because we got 14 minutes left. Let's see if we can get some track. So that's $15 gain in the second session. Okay. This is one of those tough sessions that we got to get through. But yeah, I was like explaining and I'm not concentrating, but so we missed that big one right here, the 5. But that's okay. Okay, we'll just start at $2 base bets. Try to make up for that. And we got 13 minutes left, plus the internet is slow. Boom. $2. All right, number 2. So we're a $45 net gain. We'll stay at $2. Okay. So after like a tough grind like that, we hit bonuses like that to make it up. So we're at $45 net gain. Okay. We're back at round 1, base bets. Yeah, so that's why I like to practice here because, yeah, when you mess up like that, you know, it's not going to kill you, but still, you know, it sucks. You don't want to be losing. Okay, so this is round 2. Still $2. Okay, so this is what I mean. So since 2 was the one that came out last, and then 22 is the one that came out after, it's not touching, right? Like, it's not one of these 3, 6, 5, 4, 1. So I still bet here in round 2, but you notice I don't bet on the third dozen. So I'm only betting on here because it's only round 2. Okay. So this is the third part of the thing that I was talking about. Boom. Okay. You see that? And it comes back to either one of them. Like if it goes to the third one, then I go in the third round. Okay. So now it hit. I'm back at round 1 at $2 base bets. Right. So we're at $67 net gain. Okay. We got 11 minutes left. So that's why I bet this way. Okay. Hopefully that makes sense. I mean, this thing took us to the max, right? To the limit. All the way up to $32 progression, which is five progressions. Okay. Or 5 rounds. Or 5 tiers. I don't really call it progression because I'm not martingaling, right? Like all the way. All right, 2 and then 18. So this is round 1. This is 18. So this is round 2. And guess what? Since they're touching, right? 18 would be where 6 is. Now I'm betting on all 3. But it's only round 2, so it's still the same bet progression. Oh man, I hope you guys are paying attention to this because I don't know anybody else is teaching this. And hopefully my goal is to get it to 3,000, which we're almost there, right? We're at 1,700, almost 1,800. Okay. So get it to 3,000, we'll place with some real. Okay. This is round 2. Hit the 0. Okay. We're not going to play this one. We're not going to play it. Just going to play the next one. But those zeros are what that's really what messed me up on my last challenges, right? Because it does reset, but I didn't know what to do. And I was trying to chase. I would bet on the 0, and then in between here, 11 and 14, and 23 and 26. Excuse me. And yeah. Even if I did hit it with that cycle, it wouldn't be right. Okay. All right. So 10. Okay. So then we start again. we're at $2 base bets. I would do like the next one would be $4. But as you guys can see earlier, when it hit 0 and I started $2 base bets to make it up, it took us to a progression all the way to 32, right? And if I start with $4, it might take us all the way to 64 because it just came from 0, which it can do. Or when 0 hits, it can be very beautiful and like it starts hitting on like our first rounds. So it's like a freaking coin flip. It's either the best like this, boom, right? See? It's either it hits on the first progression like that, or, it takes us to freaking the last progression is like, which is like 32. Okay. So that 0, it's like, we don't know if it goes to the one side of the coin where it's like, okay, you keep hitting, you're hitting on first rounds, second round, third round, or it freaking takes us all the way to like the last tier, like, which is 32, which is the 6th progression. Okay. Or in this case, if you started at $2, it would be a $64 bet. Okay, we got 8 minutes left. Okay. We're back here round 1. Okay. So look, this is round 2, right? At $2. But you see, it's in the same dozen. So I didn't bet on second or first. Okay. And if this hits, which, more times than not, sometimes, not more times than not, maybe 50-50, right? It goes back, right? It goes back. And if it hits and it goes back, it's like, it's a bonus. And I think it's because the way that they spin, right? It goes back, like in the back, they spin it backwards. So sometimes it hits. I wouldn't be surprised if this hits, Okay, 12. Okay. So 30. Okay. So now it's in round 3, right? So watch this. Yeah. 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 Okay. Then I double it. Okay. Because you see 30 is right here. 12 would be right here. And then 34 would be down here. So that's why the progression keeps on going. But I'm on round 3, so I had to double it because that was a $2 base bet. Okay, so we got a couple bonus jackpots, which sometimes that pops up. Okay, so 5. So 5. Okay, it didn't hit, right? So we're at $4 base bets because we're in round 1. Okay, of the last progression, which was $4. Okay, and where's 30 at? Or 12. Okay. Oh, well, it doesn't matter because this is already the next tier. I only go up to 3 progressions. Okay. So I start over. I'm not going to go 4 bets on any of that. Okay. So let's see what hit. And the net is so slow. 21. Okay. So this is round 1. Okay. So let's go round 2. Okay, we got 5 minutes left for this session. This is one of the worst sessions, but look, we're still good. We're still comfortable. This is probably one of the worst things that can happen in roulette, where like they land, right? And this does happen. And what do you do, right? So this is round 2. How do you stay on profit when the wheel is like this? And hopefully I'm showing you. Again, this is the final iteration of this strategy. That's that 35. 21, 35. Okay. So round 3. Round 3 would be $8. Okay. It's 35, and the last one was 21. So 21 would be here, 35 would be here. Okay. $8. 4 minutes left. Okay. And when you get your butt kicked like this, how can we stay in profit? How? I think this is how. Okay. 27. So that's round 3, right? So round 1. Okay. I think we're in round 1, right? So round 1 at $8. And as you can see, they're not touching, so that's why we're here and we're not betting in any of these. Okay. $8, round 1. Man, the net is freaking. Okay. So round 2. $8. Boom, boom, boom. Round 2. Oh my gosh. Oh, why did it do that? It's supposed to be betting on. Okay, we gotta remember where we're at. This is $8. It's supposed to be here and here. Watch, it's gonna hit. Okay, $8, so 16. 1, 2, 3. 16. Okay, we're at 16. Is that right? 33? Yeah. 27 and 11. Okay. Okay, we're at 16 because this is round 3. The next one is going to be round 1 at 16. Okay. 17. Okay. So 16, boom, boom, boom. 8, 16. Okay. Wow. Okay, it might take us all the way to that progression. See, whenever that 0 hits, man, might take us to 32 again, or 64, really. Let's see. I have a feeling this is going to hit 16. Look at that slow-ass internet, man. This is round 1. Again. Boom. See? It hit. Okay. Okay, so we're back at $68. We got 1 minute left. Okay. So I think we're going to stop it right there because 1, the internet is slow. I just bet $1. Okay. 1, the internet is slow. 2, we only got 56 seconds left. Okay. So hopefully you guys saw the progression. This is one of the worst sessions that you can get. 1, I'm not surprised because it's our 8th session. We have something with after we pass like 7 sessions, it wants to kick our ass, right? And I don't know. I mean, I'm not a superstitious guy, but you know, but guess what? We're still in profit. We're at $65 profit after all of that. I was explaining stuff, so we messed up like this one right here, which probably would have, you know, gained us a little bit more profit, maybe over $100 today. Okay. And then we hit like 0 came out like 3 times in this session. Okay. So combine all that. Like if 0 didn't come out, if I didn't mess up like while I was talking to you guys, right? And you know, if these 3 zeros didn't come out, we would be in way better shape. But so we're gonna stop that. Hopefully that makes sense. I know there was people asking questions about like, hey, what's the thinking, the theory behind the strategy? Those are the 3 parts, right? 1 is like you have to, let's reiterate, okay? One is you have to look at the first dozen, kind of like the second dozen, third dozen. If you bet one, you have to bet on the other one. Two is the rounds, meaning first round, if the base bet is $1, second round is also $1. The third round, you double that. Okay. So if your first round is $2, then the second round is $2, then the third round is $4. Okay. You have to double that. If you're, and so on and so forth. If it's $4 first round, and then the second round is $4 again, and then the third round would be $8. Okay. That's the second part of this whole thing. The third part of this whole thing is that second round. Okay. The second round is if it hits, and it's not next to, actually there's 4 things. Okay. The third one is if it hits in the first dozen and the second round hit in the first dozen, you're not betting on any of these. Okay. On the second dozen and third dozen, if it hits the same dozen. Now, if the next number is next to it, right? Like if 1 was the first one and then the next number was 2 or 5 or 4, right? Then you reset to first round. I'm not putting a number on 1 and 2, and if 5 came out, I'm gonna do 5 and 8. No, because they're next to each other. 1 and 5 is still next to each other. Okay. So that's where it gets a little bit confusing with this strategy. So there's 4 parts. So I'm doing my best to try to explain. There's 4 parts to this. And the third and fourth part has to do with that. Now, if the next one that comes out is a 7, right? Then I go on with my progression, meaning my round 2 is going to be 1 and 2, and then it's going to be 7 and 4, right? But then I have to do that. If it's in the same dozen, then it stays there. But let's say 1 came out and then 19 come out, which is the same as where the 7 is. Then my bet is going to be in 1 and 2 and 4 and 7. And also it's going to be in 13 and 14 because that matches the 1 and 2. And then it's going to be 16 and 19. Okay. That's 4 parts to this split strategy. I hope that makes sense. I'm trying to explain it to the last person that asked in the comments. I hope that makes sense, and I'll talk to you guys later. We're a $65 net gain, okay, because I bet that in the worst sessions, this is one of the worst sessions, and we still got $65, okay? One of the best sessions that we got was like $283, okay, where the zeros didn't come out and we were hitting with this strategy. All right, talk to you guys later. I'll see you guys tomorrow. And once we get it, so we were at $450 here. Now we're at $1,780. Okay, once we hit a 2,000 mark, I'm gonna increase my bet to $2 base bets instead of $1, or maybe even $5. I'm not sure. All right, talk to you guys later. Hope you guys enjoy that. Peace.